Hey everyone, how you doing? So, today's video is a bit different for me. This is a video that I've kind of wanted to make for a while, but I didn't really know what to say until the recent PVZ2 leaks came out. So, with that being said, I have an issue with PopCap adding more PVZ1 plants into PVZ2. Let's talk about why. So, as we all know, PVZ2 is a game that's been around for over a decade now, with it still getting updates to this day. But as we also know, the main adventure has been wrapped up since 2016, so any plants added beyond that point are essentially bonus content, and you don't need them to beat the game. Now, why am I talking about all of this? Well, there's a good reason for it, and that has to do with the original plant roster for this game. PopCap added a lot of new plants, with some of these being unique spins on older plants, such as Fat Beet being more or less a weaker Gloomshroom. But along with these plants, we also have some older ones returning, with some of these even having new gimmicks, like Cactus being similar to Spikeweed and Scaredy-Shroom when zombies get too close to it. These plants are all meant to be a part of the adventure, so it makes sense how some of them are retooled a little bit. So you've heard me ramble on for a bit now about all of this stuff, but what's my point? Well, to me at least, there is a very clear difference between the pre-modern day PVZ1 plants and the post-modern day PVZ1 plants. What are these differences? Well, there's quite a few big ones. So as an example, with almost all of these plants, it comes down to their lack of purpose. Like, take our newest addition from PVZ1 in-game as an example, Scaredy-Shroom. This plant is better than some of the adventure plants, and it only costs 25 sun. But here's the thing, it wasn't built for the adventure and this game in general. Frankly, it wasn't built for anything, because it's kind of pointless. Its existence is nothing. It serves zero purpose. It should shovel itself up now. Jokes aside, plants like Scaredy-Shroom frankly have no reason to be in the game, and PopCap knows this. I mean, if we're just gonna keep discussing Scaredy-Shroom here, then look at this. He was meant to be in Dark Ages at one point. Isn't that crazy? Well, PopCap thought so too, because they ultimately scrapped him initially. So yeah, I think this one plant alone kind of shows off a lot of the issues I have with PopCap bringing back old plants. If they didn't work the first time around, why would they work here? Another problem that's not as bad but should be brought up is the fact that, like I mentioned earlier, some plants in the game already have the old plant gimmicks. So in the case of a plant like Ice-Shroom, who is confirmed to be coming back, his gimmicks are gonna have to be retooled in order to make him stand out. But this comes as a challenge, as now you have to consider how balanced their new gimmicks should be in relation to the old ones. And in the case of Ice-Shroom in particular, his situation really sucks. I mean seriously, the fact that a nerfed version of his old gimmick and his old gimmick in general are both in this game says a lot about his lack of purpose here. Alright, so this is where the video is going to take a bit of a turn. I'd like to answer the question on why these plants are even coming back. And personally, I think there's a pretty simple answer to this question, and it comes down to nostalgia pandering. Now, this is something that PVZ has done in the past with various titles, but I think PVZ2 might just be the worst of the bunch for it. I mean, look no further than 2C. This game takes nostalgia pandering to the next level. Look, Cob Cannon, Cattail, the freaking flower pots. There's an event where you can fight PVZ1 Zomboss too. Yeah, no, this game takes things so much further, but it's still PVZ2, so I would say it's fair game to criticize in this video. Now, obviously, international PVZ2 isn't as crazy with its nostalgia, but it's definitely there. I think the fact that Ice-Shroom, a plant that only has a purpose in one world, is currently being developed right now tells you everything you need to know. That, and the fact that Ducky Tube zombies are coming back as well, makes it seem to me like PopCap is trying to appeal to our emotions here. And yeah, it's definitely worked on the community. It seems like every time PopCap brings something from PVZ1 into another game, people lose their minds. I remember seeing people hyped about Umbrella Leaf and Bungee Zombies in PVZ3. They're both boring. Is this something worth freaking out over? Look, maybe it's just me, but I don't have that same insane passion for PVZ1 like a lot of people in the community do. I love the game. I always will. But we genuinely don't need all of these plants from PVZ1 and PVZ2. They all didn't make a return for a good reason. And what kind of makes me sad about this is the fact that PopCap clearly doesn't care. It works for them, so they're gonna keep doing it. And I'm sure it'll only be a matter of time before we end up seeing Doomshroom, who already makes a cameo in this game, by the way. So yeah, consider this a small rant video or something. This has just bugged me for a long time, ever since I saw Mega Gatling P, but when I saw Ice-Shroom was coming back, I just knew I had to make a saying on it. Seriously, Why does it need to come back? It's so annoying. But with that being said, obviously this is just my opinion. I know some people out there actually like these plants coming back, so if you are one of those people, I want to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. I'm curious to hear why you like them. And if you're new around here and you like what you saw, then maybe consider subscribing too. And with that being said, there's a certain face that I've got to stop from coming back a third time, so I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.